Thanks for tuning in on News You Need to Know with Carson.
And I'm Michaela. Let's get this thing started.
Here's what's making headlines in California. The federal trial continues for the man charged with attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Paul Pelosi was struck in the head with a hammer inside his own home last October. Now moving to the Capitol News, time is running out for Congress to avoid a government shutdown this weekend. Today is the first time the House is able to vote on the Speaker, Mike Johnson's two-step founding plan.
In Idaho, a vigil Monday night marking 1 year since 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed to death in a gruesome home invasion at an off-campus home. Brian Kohberger, the man police say is responsible for the students' murders, has pleaded not guilty. Jordan Smith reports.
Yeah, it was an emotional night here on campus, listening to the student speakers share their stories and the memories of their friends who were stolen from them 1 year ago today. But this vigil also spoke to the strength and the support that's been offered by the Vandal family.
And the only thing I miss more than seeing E every day is seeing those two together every day.
Tonight, hundreds of students huddled together on the wet admin lawn, a candle in hand, paying their respects to their classmates that were taken from them.
Kaylee Gonsalves had a contagious laugh. I mean, you could hear it in the other room. It was so unapologetically her. Kaylee was beautiful inside and out.
Kaylee, remembered for her contagious laugh. Xana and Ethan, their vibrant, energetic presence, especially together. And Madison, for her compassion and loving characteristics. Each speech followed by moments of silence, each moment a reflection back on one of the darker years Moscow has endured.
It doesn't leave my mind really at all.
Ben DeWitt is a student journalist who's reported on this tragedy with Idaho's newspaper, The Argonaut. He tells me it's a story he takes home with him.
A lot of students kind of have the liberty and the ability to, maybe just not think about it or take their mind somewhere else. I don't get that liberty.
I asked Ben about the healing process within the student body and what that's looked like in a year blended with tragedy, media sensationalization, and an ongoing court case.
These 4 students were well liked and well loved by many people. And a lot of them are still here. The healing process, it may have only just started, but it's going in a good direction.
Dean of Students Blaine Eccles shared the heartbreak and difficulty in watching his students navigate through this. But tonight's event, a symbolic gesture by the students to their classmates and their families.
And I'm hopeful that the families, if they're watching or if they're participating even remotely, that they'll understand that our students so care for them and are there supporting them in this dark time.
In Moscow, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Kohberger waived his right to a speedy trial in August. No trial date has been set. Kohberger could face the death penalty if he is convicted.
Vandalism at the Jewish cemetery near Cleveland, Ohio. Red swastikas were found painted on tombstones on Sunday morning. Nadeed Abusada reports on the crime's impact as well as the rising incidence of anti-Semitism across the country.
Danielle visits her father at the Chesed Shell Emmett Cemetery once a month.
My dad was just kind of one of those guys that,
But this time she rushed to his grave after learning multiple tombstones were vandalized.
What did you see here yesterday? So these 4 headstones all had red swastikas painted on them.
Though her father's grave was okay, others weren't.
They were horrified. I mean, they had tears in their eyes, and it was hard.
The Brooklyn Police Department reports 23 tombstones had swastikas painted on them in red, which is the visual representation of Nazi Germany.
Really a clear message of hate when you see something like that, especially so targeted to a Jewish cemetery.
The Anti-Defamation League says this incident is just one of many seen across the nation towards the Jewish community since the start of the Israel-Palestine war.
Since October 7th, we've seen over a 312% increase in anti-Semitic incidents 832 have been reported to us.
Once the Jewish Federation of Cleveland learned about the vandalism at the cemetery,
my immediate reaction is disappointment.
they immediately tried to find someone to clean off the paint. But before they could do anything, the Jewish community jumped in to help.
Got people together very quickly, and we're already over there cleaning up and washing the headstones to get the paint off of them.
And they did it on their own.
My daughter and I started to drive out of the cemetery, and we saw a bunch of people starting to gather. They said they were going to clean, and my daughter actually said, "Mom, we have to stay."
The Anti-Defamation League reminds everyone that no race or faith should ever experience hate.
At no point should anyone ever feel intimidated, feel fear, feel scared to go to school or to work because of their identities.
Everybody has some kind of hate. If you want to talk about it, then talk about it. But to deface someone's final resting place and to deface the place where people bring their children and their families to come see their loved ones is just horrific.
Reporting in Brooklyn, Nadina Busada, News 5.
That's it for today on News You Need to Know. I'm Michaela.
And I'm Carson. Have a great day.